I can think of only one thing that could lift my spirits right now. Beer.
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 Beer. Beer.
This is Drink of Ages on ESPN 97.5.
The only show dedicated to craft beer, spirits, and music.
Here's your host and luminary, John Denman.
John Denman.
All right, welcome everybody to this week's Drink of Ages radio show on ESPN 97.5, live at House of Blues Houston, here at the restaurant in front of the Voodoo stage. Got a really fun show tonight lined out for everybody. Our music guest, The Weeds.
Very appropriate.
Fantastic band, and yeah, very appropriate. You know, just to be honest with you, because our guest, Ben Williams, is here.
Thank you so
Vodka.
much. Thank you.
Highway Vodka is a hemp-based vodka that's made right here in Houston.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, man, it's one of those things that a hobby that turned into something. So.
I mean, which hobby?
Distilling.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's just pretty interesting that because I was just getting to know you and everything and looking what's going on with Highway Vodka and to decide like we're gonna first of all become a distiller.
Right.
And I mean like then decide to add hemp to it.
Yeah. It everything just kind of happened in a weird backwards way. Owned a couple bars and restaurants here in Houston and just started distilling. I don't even know why, but I just saw some stuff, always visit distilleries when I travel, and was like, I want to get that equipment. So bought some little stuff, started messing around at my house, had my daughter helping me out. She's here tonight. And by the way, she has gifts for you guys if anybody wants some shot glasses and some little takeaways, definitely. Probably the youngest female distiller in the state of Texas right there. And just messing around, making stuff. Eventually went over to a buddy of mine who had a big horse barn because it's still illegal to distill without a permit. So took my equipment over to his barn and we started just making runs in there and a lot of horrible stuff, just trying to figure it out. And after I got kind of good at it, like about 2 years in, a buddy of mine opened a dispensary in Cali. I went out there to hang out with him, and then he introduced me to some people that were distilling like with marijuana and alcohol. And I didn't like what they made because it's a weird thing to drink. It is pretty. Yeah, it's like being bipolar in a drink. You don't know, you're getting pulled in too many directions. But I liked what I saw what the plant was doing for the process of making spirits. So when I got home, we just started playing with hemp and just messing with stuff. And I would always take stuff that we made like up to the bar or restaurant and let people taste it and see what they thought. And more people started liking it, once we introduced the hemp. And I always used like the women that were at the bar, I'd let them, and they always wanted to taste it room temperature and neat. And finally, when I nailed the recipe to where they would taste it room temperature and neat, and their face just didn't like recoil, like I was like, yeah, that's a cool recipe right there. That's where it needs to be. Yeah, and man, just kind of went for it from there, and decided to go for it and applied for a permit. It took 2.5 years to get the permit through the federal government because of the hemp, And then finally got it out on the market about 2 years ago, and it's all around Texas now, Southern California, Southern Florida, and Georgia.
Wow.
Yeah, it's growing really fast now. It's really started to take off.
No doubt. It's just fun to people as a hobby.
Yeah.
Sitting around distilling. Like you said,
yeah,
it's not the most legal thing that you can do in Texas, and I know a lot of people that do it.
Yeah.
And tasted some really good stuff that they're making.
Yeah.
But man, to sit there and come up with this game plan and execution.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was like literally read every book Amazon had to offer, watched every YouTube video, just learning how and running hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of batches over years, And the only thing that really two things that gave the confidence to be like, maybe this could be something, was that I would have blind taste tests against, like I would go into my place and what's your favorite vodka? And, line them up. And I kept winning, like, over and over again. I was like, dang, all right, you know what I'm saying? And then with the differentiating factor of the hemp, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like every other thing on the shelf, you know, because the vodka aisle, as everybody knows, is just packed, you know. But there's not a lot, if anything,
not a
like
lot of
me.
with a nice little weed plant on the top.
Yeah, yeah, that
kinda
part
catches
too.
the eye.
Yeah, exactly. That was the goal. And so, yeah, man, it just kind of went from there. And, you know, now it's just a whole learning curve of learning how to operate this type of business, which is a whole nother thing. But yeah, it's great. I mean, look, I'm just sitting, we're working now. I'm sitting here, you know, we got some vodka, we're talking about it. It's a lot worse gigs out there, you know what I'm saying? So.
I hear it. I mean, I feel the same way.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Every week I sit around like, oh, I've got to go to work.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go.
And enjoy some drinking time.
Exactly.
So what exactly is in, I know we have it neat here.
Yeah.
So what's...
That's just a little splash of soda right there. But yeah, like, I wanted you to try it neat because this is how I had to sample it on hundreds of people along the way. And so basically you have nothing but just hemp seed, corn, and water, and that's it. So you start with that, you know, you boil it up in a big pot, throw it in a fermenter, and that's when the hemp starts to come into play, right? So the hemp acts as a nutrient for my yeast.
So the hemp seeds go in the fermenter.
Yes, it starts in the mash tun.
The mash, okay.
Yeah, so like you cook that up, go into the fermenter, the oils start to form from the hemp seed there, and also the hemp seed acts as a nutrient for the yeast. So I noticed, like, when we first started playing with hemp, my yields of alcohol got larger. So that's because of it's a yeast nutrient, right? I didn't know, just reading and stuff. And then, but then, so out of being lazy one day, I just threw all the liquid, the grain, because typically I used to rack the liquid off from in between the oil and the grain, because it looks kind of, it looks like olive oil on top of oatmeal in the fermenter, right? So I would just siphon the liquid off, but then one day, just being lazy, I just threw it all in there, the oil, the liquid, and the grain. Changed everything, best stuff we ever made. Distill only 6 times, only capture the heart of the run. So like in distilling, there's 4 parts. There's the 4 shots, the heads, the hearts, and the tails. The only things that's drinkable are the hearts and the tails. But the tails is sometimes where the headache lies. So I didn't keep that. You know, I only kept the hearts because, again, we just wanted the pure stuff. And so doing that, and I had to build my own filters and everything. And like, that's how, when you see Highway, like, those oils kind of cling to your glass a little bit. They coat your palate and hold some of the sweetness from the corn on there, and also smooth it out, you know, so it makes it really easy to drink, room temperature and neat, you know. And it's full of anti-inflammatory, so you'll be way better in the morning if you happen to overdo it. You know, I don't advise that, but, you know, it happens sometimes.
I played golf today, and this should help.
Yeah, let's go.
Cheers.
Yeah, man.
It's definitely smooth,
Yeah.
and it tastes good.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the oils holding that sweetness from the corn on your palate, and there's not a lot of vodkas you want to drink like that, and it has its own nuance and character, you know.
Yeah, well, vodka reminds me a lot of high school
Right.
and headaches,
Right.
whereas you know, it's just like that burn. There's no burn at all.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the whole thing. And I mean, like, and it's only 57 calories a serving. I didn't know how to make it that. It just happened to be that way. I had it tested one day, and I was just like, when it came back, I was like, wow. And that actually skews it towards the ones that are designed to be low calorie, you know? And so I don't know, man. It makes you wonder. I don't know what people add to stuff after the fact. I don't even know how to do that, you know? So I just keep it simple, man, because, like, this is the only stuff I know how to cook. So I keep it easy and go with it, you know?
I don't know if anybody else has tried it yet. They said there's some on the table over there, and they have it at the bar. But
Yeah.
This is, you know, we of course, bourbons, easy, sitting back, sip on, stuff
Right.
like that, the good ones. Tequila is the same way.
Yep.
But really, just vodka, just never really sat around and sipped on vodka. But
Right.
this certainly is one that you can.
Yeah, and you know what's weird about that is because I don't know how, when it got to the States, they mandated that it has to be odorless and tasteless, but everything has an odor and a taste. But I read, one of the books I read was Smirnoff's book, King of Vodkas, and he talks about back in that day, you could tell who made oh, that's Billy's vodka. Oh, that's, you know, John's vodka, whatever. Because it had character and it had nuance to it. So that's what gave me the confidence not to, you know, distill the hell out of it and wash the flavor and nuance out of it. You know what I'm saying? And let that live. And so, like, a lot of the cocktail folks, they like it because they're like, hey, this is a vodka I could build on, I could play with. You know, it has character or whatever. So, yeah. And I mean, I don't know, man. I just make it simple and that's it.
I mean, were you distilling other spirits, or have you really just stuck with vodka?
So I experiment. I can only make stuff that I like. You know, like I can't make a gin because I'm not into gin. I OD'd on gin in college. I forgot my daughter's here. But yeah.
In our 20s and 30s.
Yeah, you know, so I can't do gin anymore. But I do like whiskey. So I am working on whiskey, and that'll be out this holidays. Limited, very limited, because I don't believe in sourcing. I gotta make my stuff from scratch, you know. So
yeah, that's a whole other topic about whiskeys.
Yeah, that's a whole. You know, it's a thing.
There's a lot of whiskeys when you go through specs that has a big Texas on it. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not made in Texas.
I don't know.
All right, let's take a break. Finish this.
Yeah.
Get some more cocktails to sip on for the next segment.
Sure.
Listen to some of the weeds coming up.
Let's do it.
And our guest is Ben Williams from Highway Vodka. We are at House of Blues. This is Drink of Ages. We'll be right back.
Getting fired up, son, 'cause they're talking with a mighty word. Platypus Brewing, brewed with a Texan heart and Australian soul. Local brew craft beer, full restaurant, wine and cider, private event space located a stone's throw from downtown at 1902 Washington Avenue. What's your choice? Taco Tuesday, surf and turf steak night Wednesday, barbecue Thursday, smoked in house, fish and chips Friday, the best in town, covered patio and kids menu available, and up to 15 beers on tap including a range of cores and always new specialties from blondes, sours, IPAs, ambers and porters and stouts. Whatever your choice, we look forward to seeing you. Hey, book your next event at Platypus, platypusbrewing.com.
Weekends are a great time to check out Megaton Brewing in Kingwood. Jared, Chris, and the gang have created a badass place to kick back and enjoy a few beers. Big stouts, approachable sours, and plenty of hoppy brews are on tap at Megaton. Lots of space to hold your birthday party, corporate outing, or any event in one of the most unique tap rooms in the Houston area. Check them out on social media for their concert and event schedule. Megaton Brewery. Hope to see everyone at the Vault. You may have noticed there have been quite a few changes at No Label, and they are steadily pumping out tasty brews. With their new head brewer, Trailer, bringing in his West Coast brewing skills, taps have been flowing with lots of hoppy deliciousness like Cali Boy West Coast IPA. I'm real excited about what they're doing on the west side. Tap room is open 7 days a week, very family and dog friendly. Make the short trip to Katy and see what is happening at No Label. Follow them on social media for events and beer releases. No Label Brewing Company. Have an event in mind and looking for a place that is fun and beer is involved? Host your next event at a brewery. At Spindletap, they have full venue rental and partial rental options that are perfect for company events, birthday parties, weddings, receptions, and more. Host a memorable event at a venue that offers a fun atmosphere and many amenities. Email info@spindletap.com or call 713-325-1477 to get more details. Key T Wellness, our friends down in Dickinson, is where you need to go if you're feeling sluggish, non-energetic, and non-motivated, not just when you're hungover. Get to know your numbers. As we get a little older, our hormone levels change, men and women. Key T Wellness can help. Weight loss, hormone optimization, low testosterone, B12, Botox, and more. Stop in and tell them that you heard it on Drink of Ages and get a free B12 shot. KeyTWellness.com. Why not feel your best again? KeyTWellness.com. All right, welcome back to Drink of Ages radio show here on ESPN 97.5.
Yes, sir.
We are live at House of Blues, and, man, music guest this week, The Weeds. That's what you've been listening to in between the segments.
Killed it.
And then Ben Williams from Highway Vodka is also our guest.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Man, absolutely. Thanks for coming out, man. I know we've been trying to make this work out, you know, where we have a time where we can get together. And I really want to come by the distillery. I was wanting to come by. Game plan was to meet up with you last week, but then, you know, I don't know, had a weird trip to New Orleans.
That happens.
It happened, and
for sure.
So
no, we'll make that happen for sure, man.
Definitely this week want to come by and check out the place.
No doubt.
Come hang out.
Yeah. So yeah, we're actually working on a real, true, you know, visitation experience, or whatever you want to call it. You know, like we purchased about 8 acres right next door to our existing site, and so we're gonna be able to do like full concerts and have a whole, you know, tasting room experience, and also I'm gonna set up my distillery tour kind of like in a method that kind of teaches you how to do it at home versus just, you know, walking through there and seeing equipment that you'll probably never purchase. But if you want this hobby, that's how I'm going to teach you through our tasting room experiences. Like, it's going to be set up in the garage of the house, and yeah, you can just go through there and see exactly.
It really doesn't require a whole lot of equipment.
It doesn't.
That's the fun part about it. You can do it on your stove.
Exactly. Yeah, all you need is a big pot and a still and a little plastic or whatever fermenter vessel you want to use, a jar, a big jar, whatever. Poke some holes in it. That's it. Yeah, I mean, that's why I got fed up with trying to do beer, because beer was just too hard, man, too finicky. Like, if you mess up the fermentation, you're done right there. But with distilling, like, if you mess up the fermentation, it's like, okay, well, I got a sour mash, I'll just distill it at a lesser proof and see what happens, you know. So it's a little bit more forgiving for me, you know.
Yeah, making beer at home. I had a homebrew shop for a long time, and
oh, really?
In Humble, and so I got to taste a lot of people's first, second, third time homebrew batches.
And you survived.
Oh, most of them were not good.
You probably had a very clean inside. Digestive tract was purged.
I learned very quickly to the first little sip, I don't have to finish this.
Yeah.
You know, then it became like a brutally honest kind of
You would?
situation.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Yeah. You got to, man.
It was like, man, here's what's, I don't know what you did.
Yeah, but
you know, to this
that's
thing,
not
but
it.
Don't ever do this again. Yeah, but then some people would just surprise you, and all of a sudden they come up with some really good stuff. But at the same time,
True.
there was a lot of people making vodka, gin, whiskey, all these different spirits. And so they were coming to buy all the grains and everything for it.
Yep.
And they'd show up, and they'd be like, hey, man, I made moonshine.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's taste it.
Yeah, I started buying stuff from DeFalco's off Stella Lincoln 610 way back.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I would go get a lot of my equipment and hydrometers, and I mean, it became like my own little toy store. I bought so much stupid stuff out of there that I never used, but I thought was cool, and I'm gonna use. This is gonna make the difference. This piece of equipment,
whatever that is.
Yeah.
But it's always good to have at least like 3 extra hydrometers on hand.
Apparently.
Because those things break.
Man, I bought a case of hydrometers from DeFalco's, and I should have known better because it was so dusty. When they were like, thank God, we're unloading this thing. And I was like, yeah, this is going to change everything. Mm-hmm. It never came out the case.
Yeah, so if you are interested in ingredients and stuff, you know, where to go in Houston now. I mean, DeFalco's, unfortunately, they shut down.
Yep.
That's where I used to buy a bunch of stuff before we opened up our place. But and then we ended up shutting down our place. Mm-hmm. But you have an Humble. Oh, man, I'm drawing a blank right now. This is bad.
It's a new place.
It's when the vodka is kicking in.
It'll happen.
Yeah. I'll think of it in a minute. But, yeah, you got 2 great homebrew shops in Houston that...
Yeah, that still have what you need if you want to do that.
Where's the audience help in this situation? Can we edit this video?
A woo.
Yeah, appreciate the woo. The Grain Cellar in Humble.
There
is
you go.
a great place to go to purchase all your homebrew equipment, all your different ingredients, and could also help you in if you want to start making some spirits.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you'd be amazed at it's out there. I ordered all my stuff online, just as far as distilling equipment. I had no idea what I was getting, but just from what I read and, looked at and saw over the years, just like, okay, that looks right. And whenever it gets here, and it came in a box full of parts, so we had to figure out how to put it together, and all that. But, yeah, man, it's out there, and it's available. I mean, it's a big hobby. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when you're doing it, I mean, it really looks like a science project. Like you're in the lab, and you got all this copper equipment and everything going on.
It's funny because my mother could tell you I did not do well in chemistry in high school at all. And people always say, like, you're like a chemist. I'm like, dude, no. Nah, I'm just trying to make something that tastes good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm my own like worst crash test dummy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta drink a lot of bad stuff before you get there. So.
Well, you were talking in the first segment how you would, had your people at your restaurant be your guinea pigs to try it out. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, what restaurants did you have? Like, what were you doing?
So I had a restaurant still there now called Lucille's.
Okay.
It's right there next to the Children's Museum off of LaBranch and Benz. And I had a bar called Scrappy Brown's, and that was on Alameda. And I would just kind of bounce between there and let people, see what was going on and stuff like that, and just letting them taste my stuff. And but yeah, I mean, like that was like really the, and you get those relationships from the other side of the bar. Running bars and restaurants and stuff like that. So I thought I had distribution sewn because I knew all these people. Then, of course, when you show up with your own product and your permit, everybody just goes away. So that's how I ended up, again, backwardsly falling into my distribution with Silver Eagle, which is like, you know who Silver Eagle is.
Silver Eagle, well, yes.
Yeah, and I was their very first spirit, And I actually called a friend of mine to rant on getting turned down by yet another distributor who promised me that it was all good. And I was just like, I cannot believe this, you know? And then he's like, yeah, let me call my buddy and see whatever. And he was like, hey, we're about to do spirits, and boom. And I same thing, blind tasted them against 3 different brands, you know, so it was 4 things, all popular vodka products, and I won unanimously. And they picked me up, and from there, they started handing me off to other Budweiser distributors across the state, you know. So I like being distributed by the beer guys because A, they don't have a lot of spirits, and B, they're really cool and they have every account in a territory.
Definitely,
you know
and airports and
everything.
Everywhere.
Everywhere
yeah.
Budweiser, and Budweiser is everywhere, you know, so.
Yeah, I work for Spindle Tap. And we're
they're cool guys out there on the north side, yeah.
Distributed through Silver Eagle. That's who I played golf with today,
yeah.
as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because when I first broke out the whiskey for the first time to do like a sampling, we were at Spindle Tap with a bunch of Silver Eagle guys, and I'll never forget, I had them, let them taste it, and and they were like, the head guy was like, so what do you think, guys? Can we sell it? And they were all like, yeah. And I was like, yeah.
I don't know, one more round and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah. But it was cool, man. So Spindle Tap's a cool place. I really like it.
Yeah, if you're around Saturday, the show's airing Friday, but Saturday, Punks and Pints Fest.
Oh, really?
Some really good bands playing. Los Carnales is going to close it out.
This Saturday coming up?
This Saturday coming up.
I'll come out for sure.
And, man, I don't know. It might be a good place for you to sample some of this out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if they'll allow it, you know. But they're cool guys, so I don't think they'll have a problem with it. We'll see, you know.
Yeah. So what about this whiskey? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so the whiskey basically is the same mash bill with just a little rye added to it because I like rye, but not a lot. Not like heavy rye, just enough to give it that twang, you know what I'm saying? And but it's basically my basic mash bill of hemp, corn, and water. That's it, hemp seed, corn, and water, and a little bit of rye just to add it that thing. And we sit it up in some American oak medium char barrels, brand new. So technically it could be a bourbon. I just like the term whiskey better. I like that way that sounds.
Whiskey with an E.
Yeah, exactly. And like, so yeah, Highway Young American Whiskey. So, you know, aged here in Houston, you know, the aging process is a little accelerated because it's so hot. And I have them in storage containers, shipping containers, you know, no AC, no nothing. So they're just in there steaming,
yeah.
You know? And so, you know, they get there pretty quick. And so.
What size barrels are you?
I use 25s.
25s?
Yeah, because for one, they're cheaper. and
it's faster.
And it's faster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I try to stick to my code of not cheating, you know, too much. So, you know, I'm excited about it, man. People are liking it, and yeah, you know, I'm excited about it. When you come out, you'll see. You know
Same kind of profile, that oil. Adds
yeah.
That smoothness to it.
The body is still there. You know, and what's even cooler about it to me is that those oils, when it comes to whiskey and those barrels, there's a lot more cool flavors to hold on your palate other than just the sugar from the corn. So now you're talking about all that kind of like cinnamon. And I don't like to, you know, like I listen to like a lot of whiskey podcasts and people do tasting notes, and honestly, I don't understand that when they start talking, you know, leather, wood, oak.
Man. I'm in the beer world. People start talking like horse saddles,
right?
And barnyard stuff.
I don't want that. I don't want that right
here. That's not what I'm looking for right now.
Not personally.
Cat pee. I'm like, why is that a good flavor?
Yo, for real. And so, like, what I like about our process is it kind of grabs the fun stuff out the barrel. So if I were to do the tasting notes, it'd just be more like some cinnamon kind of stuff, just some good sweet stuff that kind of reminds you of the holidays a little bit. I guess that would be nutmeg if you want to break it down, but like it just reminds me of the holidays, and it's nice and sweet, and it's easy to drink just like Highway. And the only thing that I'm really going, and maybe you could give me some insight, especially when you come out, I just don't know what proof I want to release it at.
I can see that.
Nah, I mean, I hear that. Cash proof.
Yep.
But, you know, you want to sell some of this stuff, too.
That stuff can get pretty hot.
Yeah, it can. But yo, you know what? Like, that's where, like, all the flavors are. You know, And then as you dilute it down, And so I'm trying to find like somewhere in between 100 and 94, you know.
That's still a good little proof.
I think so.
Yeah.
Still maintains good color, still has a lot of the fun stuff, and not hard, you know what I'm saying? Not hard to me anyway. I mean, that might not be a good bar for that, you know. So.
I think you and I are a lot alike in how we describe what we're drinking. It's like, hey, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, basically. This is good.
This is good. Yeah, I like this.
Right. And there you have the tasting.
It tastes great.
Tastes great.
What were the flavor profiles? Well,
good
it's
stuff.
good.
It was just good.
I'm really enjoying this.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to take another break and listen to some more of the Weeds.
Let's do it. They're killing it.
Ben Williams is our guest, Highway Vodka.
Yes, sir.
This is Drink of Ages.
Thank you.
Be right back.
Don't look sideways and you won't get shot, no. If you're looking for a high frame shot, reach for the clip, better not get caught, no. In the market for a real dealer, fake Batman with the magic healer. Get it off without an incident, you gotta watch every pie you're stepping in. I just ice my contract. Turn around, motherfucker, don't look back. Such a nice riot act. Turn around, motherfucker, don't look back. Back is getting bigger, pull the finger on the trigger. Contract hell for the highest bidder. Big reflexes, big checks and cigarettes. No respect, you don't get it yet. With a hot out bump off my bare feet through sideways dances, I can't see that everyone I see and everyone loves me. They all try to say my ability. They say, why do you sing that junk? If you don't stop it now, I'm gonna kill you, punk. Don't nobody smile when I come around, and when I sing the slang, they all get down. I just ice my contract. Turn around, motherfucker, don't look back. Such a nice riot act. Turn around, motherfucker, don't look back. Slave to needles and glass. Turn around, motherfucker, don't look back. Kill to pay for rehab. Turn around, motherfucker, don't look back. I hear these words that you're saying, but they can't stop my mind from racing. All of these troubles seem to fall back on me. You're steady screaming at can be. Wanna give it to you now. Let me come and take you down a notch and show you what you mean to me. Honey, let's go paint the town, and we'll try to shut it down so I can blow your little mind so easily. When you start being a demon, I can't stop my brain from daydreaming. Never wanna fight her, she's my favorite night rider. Even when she's bad, she is the baddest I've ever had. Wanna give it to you now. Let me come and take you down a notch and show you what you mean to me. Honey, let's go paint the town, then we'll try to shut it down so I can blow your little mind so easily.
The most fun and good times Beer Fest is back, happening November 11th through the 13th at Katy Mills Mall, featuring multiple stages of live music, food trucks, multiple party zones, and of course, lots of beers to try. Over 600 if we are counting. VIP is where you want to be, but general admission is still a great time. Get your tickets today for Wild West Brew Fest November 11th by going to wildwestbrewfest.com, one of the premier brew fests in the country, wildwestbrewfest.com. Mark your calendar for June 26th. Punks and Pints Fest Music Fest is happening at Spindle Tap, headlined by one of Houston's best, Los Carnales, with Dead Rabbits, O'Doyle Rules, The Lockdowns, and Stupid Idiot, featuring burlesque performances and a collaboration beer release between Drink of Ages, Baba Brew House, and Spindle Tap Brewery. Search Punks and Pints Fest on Eventbrite for ticket link and info, and follow on Facebook, Punks and Pints Fest, badass music and badass beers. Punks and Pints Fest, June 26th. This week's Brew Ops bottle release at True Anomaly is Commander Wonderlick, which brings together a few of the best qualities found in the neighborhood. True Anomaly convinced Eighth Wonder to do a Belgian beer, and of course they went big with a Belgian Strong Ale. True Anomaly scooped out some and conditioned it in one of their funky fooders for half a year. It's no wonder that this blend starts with rustic cedar and oak notes both in the nose and initial tasting, while finishing with a long spice touch. Both elements build and profile throughout the glass while getting a little help from the healthy ABV backbone to balance. Get some in the tap room over at True Anomaly before it's gone. Live shows are back at House of Blues with Max Flynn this Saturday, and next Tuesday, join us for the recording of Drink of Ages radio show with Ingenious Brewing and music guest Dim Roots Music. Jay Hooks Blues on Wednesday the 16th, Texas Sundown Band on Thursday, John Egan Friday at 5:30, and Thunderpants 80s cover band at 8. Come hungry. House of Blues Restaurant makes some great food. The restaurant is open Tuesday through Sunday at 5 p.m. houseofblues.com/Houston for more events and info. Go see a show.
Hey, this is Blake Harris, the general manager at Rudyard's British Pub. Just want to invite you guys out to our Thursday night steak and pint night. It's $25 for a 16-ounce New York strip, party potatoes, Caesar salad, and a free pint. As well, starting at 7 o'clock, we've got $4 pints all night long. Right now, we're doing about 20 on draft, and in the near future, we will be increasing that number. So come check us out. We're at 2010 Wall Drive in Montrose.
Enjoying tonight's show? Have a vision you need to make a reality? Reach out to Hell and High Water Productions. I did. Jason and the crew produce each Drink of Ages YouTube show. Corporate events, concerts, commercials, live streams, they have the skill and technology to make it happen. Come Hell and High Water. They are here to serve you. Give them a call at 832-356-9701. This is Drink of Ages radio show on ESPN 97.5. Ben Williams from Highway Vodka.
Yeah, that's me.
So, I mean, say Ben Williams from Highway Vodka. What's it going to be whenever the whiskey comes out?
Then it'll just be the Highway Distillery.
The Highway Distillery.
Yeah,
there
when there's
go.
more than one product, we'll just go overarch.
Yep. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. Sip it on this, man. It's an easy sipper.
Yeah, that's the goal, man. That was the goal, just trying to make something fun for me and my friends to drink and have fun with, and thankful that so far a lot of people like it, so it's all good.
No, I needed this earlier today. Like I said, I was playing around the golf, and I mean, it's hot.
Right.
It is hot and brutal.
Right.
When it's too hot to drink beer, and my friend's like, what do you mean it's too hot to drink beer? I was like, no, man, actually it's too hot to even drink beer.
Yeah.
This would have been
No,
nice.
yeah, man, you take some of this and put some just water on top of it and ice, you can go all night. Yeah, stay hydrated at the same time. That's I used to do that. Like, that was my thing, is like from the bar industry, just like, you know, have a tall glass of water and Highway and easy.
Yeah.
Keep
and
going.
yeah, I mean, if you're watching the video, it looks like we're just sitting over here drinking ice water.
Right.
Just enjoying life.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
Now, you guys, I don't know, just reading up on some of the different things that you do. I mean, of course, you got the spirits, but you also do a lot of stuff for the community and for different charities and things.
Right. So, you know, during COVID, a lot of crazy stuff obviously was happening, and what my brother, who's my partner in the restaurants and stuff like that, he wanted to start doing some give back stuff for the first responders and everything. And what he wanted to do was go deliver meals to the night shift, because nobody was showing up for the night shift. And he's a night owl, so he would go and start handing out these pre-cooked meals to the night shift. And man, that thing just grew and grew and grew to where we started doing, you know, just trying to help out with food insecurity during those times, and giving out pre-cooked meals to just a lot of different communities, you know, elderly people that where their family couldn't get to them and stuff like that, doing that. And so we formed a nonprofit called Lucille's 1913. I'm a founding board member. My brother's executive director, and to date we've done over 300,000, close to 300,000 meals. And
wow.
Yeah, it's taken on like this huge life of its own, and it's branching out to like farms, developing farms, and teaching communities how to, you know, create self-sustaining food sources, and even reaching into helping like people coming out of the juvenile incarceration system, bringing them into the system and teaching them about food from the seed all the way to retail, so that they come out, they learn about food from the beginning, they work in the kitchens to help prepare the meals that go out, all the way down to fermentation labs producing products for retail. And so it'll give them, by the time they come out of incarceration, they'll have training in an industry that you could take anywhere on the world.
Anywhere. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, opportunity.
And a life for them, right? And then during Uri,
that's badass.
Yeah, man, it just all just kind of organically happened. And during Uri, you know, obviously we were doing tons of meal giveaways, but then when water became a thing, so at the distillery, we actually sit on an artisan aquifer, right? So thank God we're on well water, no water bill, which is huge.
It takes a lot of water to make vodka.
It takes a lot of water to do a distillery, and but yeah, we sit on the artisan aquifer, and because Houston, these hurricanes run through every so often and keep them full, and so we did over 10,000 liters of donated water. We just took our 1 liter bottles, start filling them up with water, pushing them out to the community and stuff like that. So that's why we kind of like call ourselves like the true spirit of Houston, because we're here, we make it here, and we want to support people and our people, you know what I'm saying? So, it's really important to us to make sure, like a dollar from every bottle of Highway purchased, out in the retail market or whatever, goes back to help support these initiatives of combating food insecurity and stuff like that. So that's really a big thing with us,
Yeah, it's always good to hear companies that, especially because you're not even old. I mean, you haven't been around that long.
No.
And already giving a whole lot back.
Yeah, it's a thankful thing to be in a position to do so. I mean, worked out, And but even if you just have, the way my brother and I and my partner, Wendell, the way we look at it is like, if you have what you need, anything extra that you can share, you need to share, you know what I'm saying? Because we're good, and we just want everybody to help as many people as we can be good,
Right.
Yep.
Are you from Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, born and raised. The only time I left was when I went to school. That's it. Came back here, and I just love it here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's home, and it's a dope city,
It's a fantastic city. I mean, same here. I was born at Parkway Hospital off 45 and Tidwell, wherever that is.
I was born
Parker.
in Riverside.
Yeah.
Off of Elgin, and what is Riverside on? I can't remember the cross street, but yeah, right on the cusp of 3rd Ward over there.
Yep. So, no, I mean, it's all kind of opportunities to leave the city and everything, but honestly, I travel a lot, go to places.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things to do is eat. And
right.
you can't go anywhere else in the world to get what you get here.
Nah, dude. Like the food scene here is like, it kills everywhere. I don't care, like, what people say about anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You could go, and the thing is, like, if you notice other food cities, they'll have a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's always a thing.
They'll have a thing.
Yeah.
But as broad as the food scene is here, and not only how just the quality of chefs and all that, but just the portion sizes. I mean, it's just it's on steroids here.
That's another thing. When you go to Kansas City and you just go get barbecue.
Right.
I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's cool.
But here, when you go get barbecue, I mean, it is top notch.
It is.
And
no sauce needed.
No sauce needed. And it's just like you said, the portions.
It's huge. Yeah. And it's a gift and a curse to that.
There is. It shows.
Yeah, it does. It does. So, but I put Houston food scene up against anywhere literally in the world. And I've been fortunate enough to travel pretty extensively, and so you can't beat it.
With the brewery scene coming up over the last decade, right?
Yep.
Now Houston, I mean, there's some fantastic people making some great beers, and
Great
now
beers.
distilleries popping up.
Yep.
That's another one. For a long time, we had Whitmeyer's that make fantastic stuff, and then Yellow Rose.
Yep.
And now there's an Humble Distilling Company.
Yeah, there's some.
There's several others.
There's
that
some
have
other
popped
ones.
up.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's just a big market. It's just a big open market available.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the cool thing about distilling and all that is, as many of them potentially may pop up, it's still small. You know what I'm saying? Because man, it's small. It still pales in comparison to craft breweries and such, and probably just because of the permitting aspect of it all. I don't know. But it's still definitely a small community, so, if you look hard enough, you can definitely find some really cool stuff being made by folks, and I love it, There's nothing better than to run into somebody and you can start talking about, still temperature and they understand.
Yeah.
You know, but it's hard to find those people. But like, yeah, I appreciate the scene as it grows, you know, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And I used to go secret shop at Whitmire's all the time. So if they're watching this or hearing this, like, yeah, I was over there a lot. And I was that guy that asked all the weird questions.
I was the guy that, yeah, they're like, hey, you want some? I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, hey, you can stop pouring at any time now.
Right.
There's some big pours going on.
Oh, man, they were having a good time over there. The first time I ever went, I was like, wow, these guys are just having fun.
Yeah.
And, like, and that was really, that excited me as well.
Yeah, another group that did a whole lot of really good stuff during COVID and shut down. It was everything, getting sanitizer business.
Yeah, they did that thing. They did that thing to the fullest, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, we also converted over to sanitizer because that was all that you could do at that time. But also at the same time, we experienced a large boom on the off-premise sales, you know. So like we had to still service that because people were sitting at home and just going to the liquor stores.
Just drinking a lot.
Yeah. And it's weird. I mean, it's good, and then...
But then when you look back on it,
yeah,
it's like, man, how many Zoom calls was I on?
Oh, dude.
That bottle got empty.
Exactly, and that's how many, that's how a lot of those weird Zoom calls that go viral probably happen.
Yeah.
You forget to push that camera button, and you're sitting there drinking, and next thing you know, you're naked in front of your boss.
That's why I never call my boss.
Yeah, exactly.
The next big question, I mean, honestly, with all the using a lot of hemp seed and everything, I mean, is weed ever going to be legal in Texas?
It's coming. I mean, at some point, and the level of investment that these huge companies, even in the spirits industry companies, are putting into that, I mean, it's inevitable. I still think that we're going to be probably one of the last states, you know what I'm saying, that
It'll be federal before.
Yeah, and then finally, you know, and it's just like, and then when it happens here, because I mean, you know, this is like what, the 11th largest economy in the world.
Yeah.
So I mean, like when it happens here, oh my God, you know, it's going to be amazing.
We'll be the 5th largest economy in the world.
Yeah, probably because I mean.
Happen.
Dude, I mean, you know, that's the biggest thing that people I take for granted a lot by being from here, born and raised. And you forget that this is like a huge city. And if you're able to do cool things in this city and make a move, make a mark, I mean, you've really accomplished something that you should be proud of. You know what I'm saying? Just the same as you should be very proud because, like, you've been able to create something that's not easy, you know, and in a very large market, you know what I'm saying? And it's still here and it's happening. And so, I mean, like, those are the kind of small things, man, that, like, being in business, you know what I'm saying, that, like, you don't really feel from the inside because you're just in the thick of it. But when you rain out and look at it from the outside, you can really be appreciative of what you've done and and that doesn't mean that you just pat yourself on the back and chill. That just means, like, good job.
Too late, man. I'm like 4 vodkas deep.
We're chilling now, but tomorrow I'll be right back to the grind.
Tomorrow's back to the grind.
Exactly. So I mean, you know, and it's just beautiful to do stuff that you love to do, man. And I mean, we're at work right now, and I'm appreciating this time with you, and we're kicking it, man. So I love it.
So, can people come by the distillery and hang out?
No.
Not yet.
No, so I'm building a site. Did I mention this?
Yeah, you mentioned that you're
building. So right now, no, like we just added on to our current production site of, we just added like a 10,000 square foot building to increase as we scale. But
where exactly?
So it's off of 288 and the Beltway, right in that area, right before you get to Pearland.
Yeah, that's funny. You know, that's like 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
No,
well,
it really
well,
is.
you know, we can
I
talk.
get off at McCard.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's not far from there at all, and like, like, you know, we could do something, but like, as far as the public, not yet. I'm kind of I don't want a lot of people just running through there right now. It's not set up for that, because I actually, when we set it up, I come from this side of the industry, so I wasn't interested in doing like a bar and that whole thing. You know, I wanted to have a product that went out, you know. But now, you know, when we build this new facility next door, You know, we have people like the Weeds come through and play stuff like that's what I want to do. I don't want to do it any other, you know, like just come through and look at our still and dip your finger in what's running out. And I want to have an experience. I want to have a, you know, I want to kick it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Man, I dig it, man. This is really smooth. Probably the smoothest vodka I've ever drank.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. That was the goal.
Oh, you definitely hit it. I can't wait to try the whiskey.
Yeah, man. We'll make that happen.
We'll make it happen.
Prior to.
All right. Well, Ben, man, appreciate you coming and hanging out. Highway Vodka, soon to be Highway Distillery.
Yeah.
How do people find more information about you and actually go start buying product?
Yeah, so, you know, around Texas, you know, Total Wine Specs, all your major places. Also, if you're outside of the Texas or Georgia or Southern California, Florida, you can go to reservebar.com or just go to highwayvodka.com and you can order it. It'll be delivered to you there. And you can just search on any of your social media stuff, Highway Vodka. We pop up. Yeah, man.
Man, very nice. Man, appreciate you hanging out, man. It's been a whole lot of fun. Cheers, buddy.
Thanks, bro. I enjoyed it, dude. Very cool.
It's been good, but the good thing is we're about to listen to some more of the Weeds.
Let's go.
They're about to close this whole show out.
Close it out the right way.
You can see them Saturday, July 10th at Bob's Sports Bar, July 17th at Jailhouse Saloon, and on August 20th at 1886 Humble Backyard. If you liked what you listened to, look up the Weeds music.
Yep.
Follow them on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. And, man, for God's sake, go see a live show.
That's what I want to do. Man, bring it back.
Bring it back.
Bring it. And thank God for the Weeds for keeping live music alive. How about that?
Still, no doubt.
For real.
You can listen to any of the old shows sponsored by No Label Brewing Company, SoundCloud, iTunes, Apple Music, whatever it's called these days, Amazon, just all over the web. So go back and listen to some of the old shows that we've had and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Watch what we're sitting around talking about drinking.
Exactly.
And man, we'll be back here at House of Blues next Tuesday with another fun show. Everybody be safe. Talk to everyone next week.
Thank you.
But I'm moving now since I'm out of purgatory. Stop fooling around, baby, you really hurt me. Keep pulling me back down on top of you. Then you turn it around, don't make me say I'm sorry. Now this is what I'm gonna do. Packed in the back room and now she's screaming for me. Said she wanted it painful, powerful, sexy, dirty. When I finished, she asked if she could come back later, but I'm blaming played the field for a verse. When I finish, I grab a sack, I will see you later. Because when I wake up, I still gotta go to work. 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 All right, goodbye. Later. We were the Weeds. Y'all have a good night.
Drink up. It's a drink of ages. Now drink of ages.
John Bargerstock from KT Wellness is back with us. And John, tell us how testosterone replacement therapy can be beneficial for those who need it.
Great question. Well, a lot of guys think that it's just treating an area below the belly button region, but actually what it is treating area from head to toe. There's a lot of, symptoms that can creep up over the years because of the deficiency, but really what it helps is a multitude of things. It helps us with our mental clarity and staying focused throughout the day. It helps us avoid fatigue and be energetic throughout the day. Of course, it helps our libido and performance in the bedroom. There's studies that show it's great for the heart. It has a multitude of benefits, and of course there are risks, but the benefits far outweigh those risks.
So that's what you guys do at KT, though. You can come in, get your numbers tested, and see if you're actually a good candidate for this.
Yep. Actually, we make sure everybody qualifies for treatment before we offer that treatment. We don't just allow anyone to come in off the street and get testosterone therapy. It is a therapy, which means we bring people back to normalized, and I like to use the word optimized levels, not just normalized levels. So if they're deficient, we check their number. We verify that with a blood test. There has to be presence of symptoms. And then we put those two pieces of information and decide whether or not this person is a good candidate for treatment.
Well, that's fantastic, because John and I, we kind of share birthdays. He's one day before, and we just had it. And so we're getting older, and things aren't, it's not
recovery
quite like
time
it used to be.
is not as quick as it used to be.
No, of course. But no, it's it's something every guy should know their number, where they are now, because with each decade of life, our levels drop anywhere from 10 to 20%. So it's a pretty drastic change, once you hit your late 30s and beyond.
Well, you can find out more information at ktwellness.com, and this portion of the show, the Men's Health Minute, is sponsored by KT Wellness. Unlock your potential.
Thanks, John, for having me.